back to another video. We are going to be installing the Built 5.8 and Whipple 4-liter in our 2013 GT500. If you guys can't tell, it is dusty, full of pollen, and we need to get this thing back together because you guys have been texting me, commenting, Facebooking, Instagramming, TikToking. Where is the GT500? It's right here, and we're gonna put it back together.
Graceful as a gazelle.
All right, boys, after an exciting week over at the racetrack, now it's time to get the other GT500 back together. We're gonna start ripping out this K-member, and we got a lot of good stuff coming. We got a BMR tubular K-member right there. If you guys wanna pick anything up from BMR, you can use coupon code ML7 down in the description, but it gives you 7% off and free shipping. Let's go get to work because we got a lot of work to do. The front end completely disassembled, and well, I just lifted that one over to here and it's pretty heavy. This one's pretty light. I can tell you this thing we can pick up with one hand. Try not to scratch it. It's all nice and red. And this guy, oh yeah, we can pick it up with one hand, but oh, whoo, that's a heavy guy. We gotta swap the steering rack and the control arms back onto it. Then we're gonna start dropping the engine onto here, the trans. We're basically gonna build our whole entire engine trans combo right on this, on the jack stands. Kind of impulsively balled out. I've done the engine in and out on jack stands a million times. I decided to go Harbor Freight. I picked up this 1,000-pound hydraulic cart. Now it has a handle that I actually just removed that's designed to basically be the front, but it wasn't really gonna work. It was gonna be too tippy, and I think that this might work, hopefully. So right now we're gonna start assembling a steering rack, control arms, boom, boom. Then we're gonna move on to the engine and see what we gotta do to finish it off on the stand. Then we'll drop it on here, clutch, trans, blower, you know, the works. So we got a lot of assembling to do before we can even touch the car. I've spent some time off camera, kind of just getting down to business. We're missing a washer for the balancer. We're gonna track one of those down. I'm a little confused. I gotta look back at maybe some video or photos or try to find something on the internet. But all I could find over there in my photos was this little weird hub looking thing next to the balancer and bolt, the stock bolt. I have a new bolt, but it didn't come with a washer. Typically there's a little washer. Yeah, we'll track that down. But alternator, oil cooler, all that stuff mounted. The headers are mounted up. AC compressor. So a lot of stuff is done, and we got it sitting on the table. And it's actually pretty stable in this table, but I do have, just in case it hit the fan, that will hold this whole thing. And we actually got the motor mounts on, so if the whole table dropped right out, this whole assembly would still hang here with the cherry picker. But overall, it's actually pretty stable. So far, you know, we're doing pretty good. So yeah, we still got a lot of work to do. These GT500s, it's insane how much parts there are that go into this thing. So we're just gonna keep hammering on it. I think we gotta run like maybe the power harness next. We also have some water lines on the back side. I gotta mount this up permanently over here. So yeah, there's a world of things too, you know, also flywheel, clutch, Mantic, that whole shindig. So we still got a lot of work to do, but we're slowly but surely getting it ready. And the idea is to have most of it ready for when it goes in the car. I'm pretty positive though, we're not gonna be able to put the Whipple on until after it's in the car. I know it gets real tight there on the backside. So as much as I'd like to, you know, basically be done and basically plug it in, I'm pretty sure that Whipple's pretty big on the backside. So we're gonna have to, you know, take it one step at a time on that one. You can say the build has gone slightly overboard, but we've used this in the past, Mantic triple disc. We're gonna be making 4-digit horsepower. So this one is a sprung hub. We also have another backup unit right here. This one's actually the one out of the race car. We ran a Mantic triple unsprung, and we had this one rebuilt at the same time. Huge shout out to Mantic. They've been supporting the channel forever. And the clutches are awesome. So this one is the one out of the race car. We went 8.6 at 166 with this clutch. We had it rebuilt so that way we have a spare on deck, or if we ever want to put a stick shift back in that car or any of the other cars. And then this one is a sprung hub Mantic triple, and that one is the one going on here. We got the fresh Mantic triple disc clutch. We just torqued the pressure plate bolts down at 25 foot-pounds. We're now ready to put a transmission in this thing. Man, we have just been cranking along, just going piece by piece, and there's a lot of pieces and parts, but slowly getting there. I think we'll start to hang the power distribution harness and all that stuff. But yeah, Mantic triple disc. If you guys need anything, I think I have a coupon code for their website, and I'll leave a link down in the description if you have any questions. I also sell them on my website as well, one way or another. If you guys want to pick one of these things up, definitely hit those links up. We are making progress. Trans is on. I measured for the throw-up bearing. We got about 550 preload, so that looks good. So we're kind of just working through it. We have a lethal fuel system, so we're gonna go ahead and basically start assembling the rails. I don't know if the blower is gonna fit through the firewall, but right now we just got everything mocked up, and we're gonna try to finalize the fuel rails so that way that stuff is done. We're not trying to fumble with fuel lines and everything once it's in the car. We may or may not have to put the blower on afterwards, but you know, we'll figure her out. There's only a few more little things left to do, and then we're gonna be putting it in the car. I gotta do the coolant line. I gotta mount this stuff, which is kind of the annoying stuff. I gotta figure out how it's supposed to work and then get it in the right place. But the fuel rails, injectors, that stuff's all plugged in and plumbed. And like I said, I don't know if the blower will be able to go in, or if the engine will be able to go in with the blower. So we'll probably have to put it on once it's in the car, but it's nice to have it here. We can mock it up and kind of figure out everything, and then we can get that, you know, situated. Damn, that's a big unit. Building this, it reminds me of the red car, but it's almost like peaceful building it right now, because it's like not too difficult, where when I did the red car, I was so stressed and everything. I mean, everything's just kind of going together like Lego pieces. We really did build a very similar setup to El Choppo, which is crazy because that wasn't the original plan, but you know, it's not quite the same. The 4-liter Whipple's probably not as good as the 3.8, even though it's technically bigger. So there's a few things that are not quite there. You know, we didn't sleeve this one, but it's looking like we're gonna make around 1100 wheel, which is, you know, it's a little crazy. I can't wait to have it up in the car and start finishing up all the little pieces. Can you operate from this?
I can. A lot of power to put in my hands. Yep. Hold up.
Anything touching on that side?
Looking good over here.
Yeah. Coming.
Coming down.
Yep.
Hell yeah, brother.
She's bolted in there. We got ourselves a freaking GT500 with an engine. Not only just an engine, but a 5.8 has cam.
Now we just got to put everything else together.
Well, the cool thing is, a lot of it's done.
Yeah, that's true.
See, like, this stuff is already, like, ready to rock.
Yep.
Yeah, this is just plug, plug, plug. I gotta install the fuel system, but
We'll be running by next week.
yeah, for sure. If I didn't have so much stuff going on, you know,
Yep.
probably got another few hours and it'll be running. So, yeah, like all this stuff runs over here. This thing, battery harness runs up to there.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, man.
Looks good.
That's a big unit.
That thing looks fat underneath here. Good Lord.
Woo. Well, it's a good thing we got that cowl hood, because
There's no way a stock hood would clear
crap,
that thing.
that blower looks massive, dude. It looks bigger than the 3.8 did on El Choppo.
Well, it should. It is physically bigger. Yeah, let's do the hood test.
Moment of truth right here.
That's the real question right there. Shoo! I think you're hitting on something over there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, bud. Is it bad? Dang. Dang.
We almost had a perfectly clean install right there.
It's all right. Get a little touch-up paint, you know, dab it on there. You'll never know. It'll be all right.
We got the assembled triple Division X hat. They recently changed the design over to this really nice setup. No longer has rubber lines in it. I really like that setup. That's the transfer tube from the other side. We should be, I think, ready to rock. We get the level sender off the factory hat. We got that over there. So I think this is ready to drop in. We'll figure out our feed and return once we got that on there. Well, I've been working on the GT500 on and off behind the scenes, and should have it hopefully fired up today. One of the things that we got to do is put a crank saver stud in. Now, I'm not like crazy on these things. It just so happens that we found this. So I bought a new Ford OEM crank bolt, and I couldn't find the washer for this car to properly hold the balancer down. I have an ATI 10% lower. But this is what was on the stock balancer. And comment down below if this comes on 13, 14 GT500s. I don't think it does, because I think it comes with a washer. But this was with the crank bolt. I guess we didn't notice it when they took it apart, and this looks like a hub. So I'm wondering if, because this car was used for testing, I wonder if it had an additional sensor here on the outside and we just didn't notice it. Because I don't know what this part is. I mean, obviously, my stock crank bolt was set in here, so this was being used as a washer. This car was probably heavily with by Ford and then put back together. I decided to, rather than use this weird hub thing, and you can't buy the Ford washer OEM anymore, we'll put the crank saver stud in. Now, we're obviously got a big old 4-liter Whipple, the crank breaker. You're gonna say, Andrew, why don't you have a crank support on this thing? And if you guys saw in the past, we actually ran a crank support on the 3.8 Whipple for part of the time. When the car made 11 to 1300 wheel, we had a crank support on it. I took it off because we kept blowing through belts. It was a pain in the butt to deal with. We broke the hub on it. And if I'm being honest with you guys, and I'm friends with some of these guys who sell and make these crank supports, so they're not gonna like me saying it, but a crank support doesn't do f***ing shit. I hate to break it to you guys, but if you know anything about these engine internals, you got the crankshaft, right? It's sitting right here. It rides on main bearings, right? Oil, lubricates, everything going around. And then you put this little hub on the end here, and you put this bracket system that ties it to the timing cover. Well, it doesn't actually support the crank until it flexes. And if the blower or crank walks to the point to where it is relying on this bracketry to support it, the main bearings are already toast. So if at some point the crank walks and moves, supports by the support, your engine's toast. So essentially, crank support, it looks cool, it's fancy, it doesn't work. The only thing it's gonna do is prevent your harmonic balancer from exiting the car. It'll keep the harmonic balancer right in here when your crank breaks off. In my opinion, $1,200 or whatever it is, it's not worth putting a crank support on your car. I'm not even a true believer in these, but we needed this, and that's what we're gonna go with. So we're gonna go ahead and install this. I'm pretty sure we torqued this to, yeah, pretty good amount. 120 foot-pounds we're gonna torque this to. So we're gonna get that installed in here, but that's my rant on crank supports. put them on if you want it to look cool, but it's not gonna do anything. Well, boys, it's about that time. Go grab the lappy toppy. Oh, brother. That's a big old supercharger. Dude, what are you doing with the DD, dude? Do you know what DD stands for?
I wonder.
I don't know. We'll get kicked off of YouTube. Comment down below if you know what DD stands for.
If you know, you know.
So we actually had to take the monoblade off because we didn't have the right coupler. So it's actually the stock throttle body to the DD149 temporarily. I'm gonna cook up a tune real quick. Nothing too crazy. It's a cammed 5.8 with ID1300s return system, a big ass intake. So we'll cook that up and it'll be fired up here soon. Got the oil pressure gauge at the ready. Let's go. Well, if you hear the dinging in the background, we're about ready to fire up. So we just loaded the tune in there. So if it doesn't run right off the rip, I might have to throw more at the MAF. We got some 540 O'Reilly's oil. This is a fresh motor. So all we're gonna do is basically get started up to temp. We'll probably rev it a little bit. Luckily, we have the stock mufflers on it, so it shouldn't be too loud. I think it's around 11 o'clock at night, so I'm fired up. You ready, Bradley?
Yeah, dude.
You know what I should do first? Let's check the scanner for codes to see if we missed anything.
That way when it doesn't run for the first time, we're freaking out as to what's wrong with it, you know. It's not just, we're not guessing.
Don't mind me, the VCM editor decided it wanted to be a poo-poo face. So. You see the oil pressure gauge in there?
Yep. Hell yeah. 72. Woo! Oh yeah. We got oil pressure. Woo-hoo-hoo! Quick tune change, a little update, quick check. No leaks thus far. Only one that we don't really care about.
Tiny oil leak on the oil pressure sensor grid.
Which we don't really care about.
Very annoying, but very tiny. We'll fix that once everything cools down.
Yep. Ah, you need some more juice, bud. Let's see. Let's turn this guy up. There we go. Yeah. Sheesh. Now it is.
Oil pressure still good?
Yeah. I don't know, man. With the stock mufflers, it sounds pretty good. You'll have to hop out and take a listen to it. It sounds pretty solid.
Look at the fuel trims. I have never tuned this big ass intake. Second shot, it's pretty good.
We got wheels spinning. Both wheels spinning. Dude. El Choppo Jr. is coming together. This thing's gonna be driving tomorrow.
Dude, that sounds sick. Let's go. That sounds good. All right, 190 coolant temp. It's been holding for a bit. I think that's about the last this oil has wrote. We're gonna drain around in the morning and get the 50 in. Then we'll finish putting the rest of the car together.
Shouldn't take too much long. We've got lower control arms. We need to bleed the brakes, maybe. Kind of just give it a once over. We'll look at that header leak. It's pretty minor. It's only on the driver's side, so that's good. The passenger side's pretty.
It might just need to be tightened up because I don't think it leaked that bad when we first started it. So,
so I think we just got a couple little things to do. I mean, pretty much all the big items are done. The engine runs. That's what matters, and it sounds good. So, yeah, we'll get it buttoned up, and then I don't see any reason why tomorrow morning we can't go
take it for a drive.
A little cruise around the block. So,
all right, turn her up, bud.
Yeah, 93 is burning my eyes.
Yep.
All right. El Choppo
Just
Jr.
fire her up, just for let's breathe on that key. Just breathe on that key. I just want to hear it one more time. And no more smoking. No more smoking. All right.
She ain't all smoky anymore.
No.
El Choppo Jr.
This is El Choppo Jr. mother.
Let's go take showers and go to bed now.
Yeah. Let's go. We just got the AC charged and we got, well, we got a lot done.
Everything's done.
We're about ready to drive it, but what Cody wanted and what a lot of people do is we got some quote-unquote junk oil. I mean, it was still 5W40, but it was the O'Reilly's brand. We got it in here, 2 heat cycles, and we're gonna drop it out and put some Motorcraft 5W50 in. And this should flush out all the, the lube and various different things that were in there from, assembly. You scared
I'm nervous.
You scared to pull the trigger there?
I'm going.
Don't drop the bolt,
protection.
dude. Don't drop the bolt. Oh, you might want to take the socket out of there, buddy.
Trust. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Take the socket.
Trust.
If you pull it away fast, you can do it clean. Ooh! Yo, that's some clean oil. It almost looks like it has 0 miles on it.
Any sparklies, which is good. I mean, we see it'd be normal to see a little bit. I got some fresh on my arm.
No sparklies. That's a good sign.
Yep.
No water. That's also a good sign.
If there was a couple sparklies, it wouldn't be a big deal because it is a brand new engine. But if we saw something like super crazy, then we'd be concerned. But
no, that looks great.
That looks awesome.
So we're gonna let that drip out. It's also warm, so you can see that little, drip right there. But fresh old 9 quarts, ready to go away. And then we're gonna drop the 5W50 in. Is it time? It is time. Yeah. Choppo Jr. ready for his first cruise.
Yeah.
We got the fire extinguisher.
Yep.
We got the laptop.
Laptop's in there, but we'll get it.
Go get the GoPro. This thing's dirty. She need a wash.
Oh yeah. It's been sitting.
Oh yeah.
It's been sitting for a minute, dude.
Woo!
Dude. Freaking riding around in this rig finally. Can you believe it?
Yeah, we're doing it. I'm glad we put the oil pressure thing there. It's like such good peace of mind on a fresh engine build. Dude!
Heck yeah, dude.
Dude, we're driving. We got the fire extinguisher
that we hopefully won't need. If you thought that the YouTube videos make building cars look easy, guess what? They are. They're just as easy as the videos say they are. Totally. We're not lying at all.
Yeah, we honestly, it worked a lot yesterday and this morning.
Oh yeah.
And it's on a lot of things that are like,
It's a lot of little stuff.
they're not all that interesting, but
We kind of just
no wiper fluid, I guess.
kind of just started putting it together, but we knew that y'all would want to see this thing drive. We debated splitting this up into a different video, but we figured it would be worth it to just try and power through and get this thing put together and
no
take it for a
ripping
drive.
on it. Now, engine braking, I personally prefer dyno for engine braking, so just go right on the dyno, go right for some rips, you know, 4th gear, make sure the tune's obviously good, and just go, you know, to 4,000 to 6,000 to 7,000, really seat in those rings, and then you can final tune and make some power, change the oil after the first dyno session, and you're good. Like, that's my opinion. It's not everyone's opinion, but it's a lot of the bigger names in the industry of the modular engines. It's, hey, go break it in on the dyno. Unfortunately, with this clutch, we really gotta put probably a good 500 city miles on it. We're starting to remember all the little quirks with this car, because remember, I didn't really get to drive it very much.
Yeah. Kind of bought it and then took it apart, which is pretty typical for Andrew. Buy it, play with it, take it apart, it sits for 6 months. And then one day it gets put back together. Sounds pretty good. Heck yeah.
That's first rev because we weren't at the house. That noise freaked you out too?
Yeah, a little bit.
I was like, how's the engine?
We just blew it up.
Made it to the gas station, got the engine popped, or the hood popped, and just looking over everything. Don't really see anything concerning. Belt looking good, the accessory belt. We haven't really heard any noises other than the stalling issue, but we were also really low on fuel, so I wonder if that played a factor too. We'll see. Electric power steering started working too. It still has a wrench light, but we're gonna try to figure that out with Forescan and see what that's for. But everything's looking good. We went quarter throttle. You can feel it's starting to make, you know, a few pounds of boost, but we're not gonna get really into boost. But yeah, I mean, everything's here. I mean, it's cool to be able to drive it finally. The exhaust is like quiet-ish, which is super weird for what it is.
It's also kind of neat.
Yeah,
I like it.
AC works. We got a lot more little things to do, alignment for sure, but you know, it's drivable and we can fine tweak it from there.
Why are we on the side of the road?
I don't know, it like turned off. Like almost
static
like,
on the radio, and then it just died.
yeah, I think it'll turn back on, but I just wanted to be safe and check it. I think we need to put the battery tie down. I think the battery moved.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it grounded out.
Ooh, that's fun.
We got Bradley driving. They got a lot of break-in miles to do.
Oh yeah, tons of miles to do. We just crossed over 71,000 on this unit.
Sheesh. High mileage. But fresh motor, you know.
So basically 0 miles,
Yeah.
as folks on the Facebook Marketplace would like to say.
Yeah.
Basically brand new.
So far so good. All right, guys, so that's gonna wrap up the video. We have now El Choppo Jr. running, driving, chopping. We got some more tweaks to do, but the fix I just did fixed the stalling, so we got to work a little bit more on the you know, the idle coming down. But more tweaks. We're gonna keep an eye on everything because obviously there's a lot of fresh new stuff, but no smoking at all, 0. So the engine, awesome. Cody killed it. And we're just gonna put some miles on it, and go ahead and comment down below what is gonna lay down on the first dyno session with the big old Whipple 4.0 and the built 5.8.